Morning. Welcome to the LIASA Free State Branch HELIG event. I'm taking this opportunity to welcome every librarian that is here today to come and join us with the presentation of today. That is something that is really challenging us librarians right now, grappling with AI and information literacy. But without wasting time, I'm going to hand over to Pelisa. Before that, let me just indicate the ground rules. Each and every house have rules. So for today, I will request all the participants that are here today, mute your mic, also the camera, only when you are requested to unmute yourself and ask questions after our presentation. And then also we have a chat that will be used when there are questions that will be taken during the session. So without wasting any time, I'm going to hand over to Pelisa Vanda, who will be doing opening and welcoming of the event. Over to you, Pelisa.
Good morning, colleagues. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, colleagues. I'm delighted to welcome you all in this last meeting of our HELIG Free State, where we'll be probing into the intersection of artificial intelligence as well as information literacy within the context of academic libraries. As we navigate the ever-evolving landscape of information, it's imperative to us as librarians that we equip ourselves with the tools and knowledge to effectively harness the power of AI while uploading the principles of information literacy. Today, we have the opportunity to explore this most topical issue on how AI technologies are reshaping the way information is accessed, is evaluated, and is utilized within academic environment. We extend our sincere gratitude to Dr. Ncube for serving as a steadfast ambassador for this AI information literacy meeting when we extended our vision to him. We hope the discussion will not only end here, but continue in our different sectors. And I have to extend a warm welcome to each of you and look forward to the fruitful discussion and insightful that will undoubtedly enrich our collective understanding. Welcome, colleagues, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Pelisa. The next item will be introducing Dr. Ncube as he is the guest speaker for today. I will gladly introduce Dr. Ncube. I've requested that all of us mute our mics. I'm pleading and kindly requesting that all of us we mute our mics. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues and honored guests, it is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker today, who will shed light on crucial intersection of knowledge management in the digital age, information literacy and artificial intelligence, and its profound impact on librarianship. In an era marked by the relentless surge of information and the ever-expanding capacities of AI, understanding how these two domains intertwine is not just essential, but imperative. Yet, it is digital landscape, the role of librarians, the custodians of knowledge has undergone a profound transformation. Librarians now navigate a vast sea of digital resources, grappling with challenges and opportunities presented by AI-powered tools and algorithms. Our guest speaker today, Dr. Siphamanda Ncube, who is a senior lecturer in the Department of Information Science in LIASA. He will be talking about the topic of intersection of information literacy and artificial intelligence. As we are welcoming Dr. Ngube right now, Dr. Ngube holds a PhD in Information Systems from UCT, a Master's in Information Science from UNISA, and an Honours in Library Information Science from University of Zululand. He is currently employed as a senior lecturer at the University of South Africa in the Department of Information Science. Dr. Ngube teaches ICT and research methodology modules in the advancement of communities and academic libraries. He supervises master's and PhD students under the Fourth Industrial Revolution and digitization, which is one of the UNISA research niche area and any other ICT-related subjects. His research interests are web technologies, Society 5.0, open educational resources, emerging technologies for virtual learning, e-learning appropriation of ICT, domestication theory, open access, digital libraries, comprehensive open distance learning, which is CODEL research, and decolonization of ICT and ICT4D in information domain. He is a LIASA member and was recently involved in IFLA serial and other continuing resources abbreviated as SCORE. Without further ado, let us welcome our speaker, whose experience and passion will illuminate the path forward for librarians in the age of artificial intelligence. Welcome, Dr. Ngube. The platform is yours. I will just stop my side and then you can share from your side. Thank you, Doc.
Okay. Thank you, Khadi, for a very kind introduction. Thank you. Let me try then to share my presentation once you have stopped sharing on your side. Okay. All right. I think my presentation now, it is visible, colleagues.
Yes, it is visible, Dr. Ngube.
All right, great. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you once again for participating in this platform, also for affording me opportunity to come and share my thoughts around this topic of intersection of information literacy and artificial intelligence in library domains. All right. Here are my details on the screen, my email address. Maybe at a later stage, you want to engage further. I know I might touch very sensitive topics here, and we might not be able to exhaust all our discussions, but you are welcome to contact me at the later stage. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here is the layout of my talk. Introduction to library evolution, theoretical underpinning, information literacy, artificial intelligence, importance of information literacy in digital age and AR, ethical consideration revolve around this issue of information literacy and artificial intelligence, and so on and so on. Right, let me quickly go straight to my introduction. As we can all remember that the issue, the development of information domain, including libraries, it has not just begun. That's why I said, now let me start by going back from the history before I even start touching our today's topic. But let me take you back from 1890 to 1833. That's when you can see now, that's when the issue of preserving and storing information has started. Right? For example, in 1980s, the first children reading room opened at the Brooklyn Public Library. Okay, I think that's how it started. And also in 1876, the library organization changed forever. As you can recall there, some of our libraries still have these storage devices which are used, physical storage devices which are used in the libraries. All right, now let's move on to the 1932 to 1980. You can see now, we can, majority of us can still remember the cards that were issued in libraries. It could be in the community libraries or academic libraries. You remember those cards? Okay, that the issue started. Look into 1999, the first digital library began. You see the process of computer now, that it's when all emerge. Carnegie Mellon University introduced the Mercury Electronic Library. Okay, because they also see the need of preserving or storing and disseminating this data in an efficient manner. I think that was the main reason. It moved on and on. 1990 to 2000, you see, now we see the structure of our library has changed. And then in 2000s, you see now the digitalization has already happened. Now all the resources were now kept on the systems. Now let's see now, so from 2010 to now, right? The current era now, what is happening? The evolution of digital libraries mirrors our own journey in the digital world, one of the continuous learning, adapting, and expanding horizon. They are not just about preserving the past, they are about shaping the future. This is our current libraries now. That's what they are doing. So in that case, colleagues, please allow me to go deep into our today's presentation. That was just an overview. I wanted to just to see where are we coming from, or how is our journey look like as librarians. To talk more about this pivotal topic, I realized that no, I can't just handle it myself, because there's a lot to say when we are talking about information literacy and artificial intelligence in our spaces. So then I realized the need of opting for one theory that's going to guide my talks. At the same time, trying to address the research question, or the question that this webinar is trying to achieve. Then I opted for structuration theory. Okay, this structuration theory it was developed by Anton Giddens back in 1984. It has three major concepts. One would be structure. What's good about this? This theory, it was meant for sociologists, as Anton Giddens was a sociologist. But now, based on the evolving of education and multidisciplinary initiatives, now this theory is often used now in ICT spaces, lab information science spaces, computer science spaces, and any other discipline. Now, why? Why it was so important to opt for this? For example, if you look into structures, let me say, the nature of this theory is dual, is dynamic. When it's looking into the issue of structure, it does not look it into one dimension. All right. For example, if we talk about the library structure, we talk of the building, which is called the library. Now, within the library, we've got structures. We've got senior managers, we've got librarians, we've got subject librarians, electronic resources managers, and so on and so on. That is the structure. Also, if you look into the issues of systems which are within the space, it's dual. For example, in the fourth industrial revolution era, as we are in now, when we talk or we look into the issues of systems, we look into ICT, computers, and so on. At the same time, the policies which are in place, they are part of, they are part of systems. And then lastly, the structuration, which looks into conditions which are governing transformation of structures and reproduction of systems. You see, that for that reason, I said, no, let me stick to this. Otherwise, if I'm not guided by any model or theory, I might try to cover the solutions of the whole world, which is not possible. Now, here we are. Let me start now by unpacking the issue of the information literacy phenomenon, which are all familiar with. Before I come and talk about them together, let me start by this one. Information literacy, we all are aware that information literacy is all about critical thinking and evaluation. It's about skills and academic writing, about transit literacies, search skill, critical, and analysis. All right, so then why is it necessary to have these skills as information specialists or librarians? Okay, awareness of how to engage with the digital world. Right, as we are now, we're in the digital world. If you cannot, if you are not literate, then you might find challenges to interact, to be productive. You'll see how do I mean by saying so. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, before I move further, let me also highlight, indicate the new initiative by UNESCO, where they are unpacking this literacy. Illiteracy, it is a very broad terminology. It's looking to the issue of multimodal, open access, actually different kinds of literacy in our space. We talk of open science literacy. We talk of open access literacies. We talk of data science literacy. We talk of AR literacy. We talk of open educational literacy. Okay, actually, recently, that's what UNESCO is proposing. That no, literacy, it's not just unpacking this 6 bullets in front of you, where I say you should know how to find meaning in information that you want to discover, or you also should learn how to articulate what kind of information is required by you or a user. In this case, it will be your students in your library. It can be your learners in your community library, or colleagues within your organization who may want this to access the information. You see, surrounding this information literacy, I said, now let me show this other kind of literacies, which were coined by Conan and Jay in 2014. these are the other kind of literacy, right? It is a very broad phenomenon. Also, you should be able to how to use information ethically. Understand the role you can play in the communication in your profession. Also, you know how to evaluate information for credibility and authority. That is information literacy. Now, allow me to move now, talk about the artificial intelligence. Oh, this big elephant who is in our space, trying to shift things around. Others will say it is here to take our job and so on and so on. Right. Okay, here's the definition in front of me about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence technology enables machine to simulate human intelligence and problem solving. It uses algorithm to create simple, strong AR. It is seen as a chess-playing computer, self-driving cars, and fraud detection in banks, and so on. Dear colleagues, we all, I think this is a new phenomenon, artificial intelligence. But if you just think critically, look back, the artificial intelligence existed in a quite some time. For example, even in our household, let's start from our household to make it simpler. You know, we've got so many things which are artificial intelligence embedded. It could be including our fridges, including our electronic gates. Now we don't have to, if someone is knocking at your gate, you don't have to go there to open the gate. Instead, artificial intelligence plays a role. All right. Also, recently, my daughter came from school. I said, Dad, I know what is artificial intelligence. You know that the Hoover is an artificial intelligence. I just look at her and I was thinking, I said, oh, yes, but I was not aware of that. When you see now, of course, there's that AR embedded in the Hoover. Okay, it's because to be able to clean your floor, there's that algorithm which is taking place. Okay, because now you don't have to do it yourself with your hand. You rely on the systems. Okay, there are many AR embedded in our systems, in our households, and so on and so on. Also, in our spaces as librarians, as an information users, or as a students, okay, AR has been there. I was looking into Microsoft Word. Many of you will remember. In Microsoft Word, we used to have a help button. When we are stuck, not only Microsoft Word, it's actually this tab, it was embedded in Microsoft Office, where you are stuck, you want to do something, you key in the phrase. Maybe you are installing software, you don't know how to do it. You simply key in there in your search button. If you look into that, that was AR. It's just that the terminology was not introduced to us back then. When it comes now, that's why many of us get puzzled about this AR. Seems as if this is the new elephant, is the new thing, only to find that no, some of these things we are living with, we have been using AR, we are using AR. Colleagues, it also happened to me. In my institution, as we are teaching, we are using AR and so on, and all other technologies. Because I'm interested on this subject, I conducted the research based on AR tools which are used for tuition. When I ask around to my colleagues, now having the research instrument, colleagues, what AR tools are you using? You know, some will say, no, hey, I don't use any AR at this stage. Okay, I kept laughing. Okay, and I ask around. Some say, yes, I do. Some say no. But I not long ago, last year, you know, the portion could say they use AR. The portion they said they're not using AR. Only to find that as we are teaching in the space where I'm in, we are teaching at the online and the internet. Even our examinations are conducted online and so on and so on. Now, these students, when they are writing exam, us as academics, we monitor them in the digital spaces. All right. We've got proctoring tools as well, which we use for monitoring our students. You see now, we are all using these tools, but other academics, they simply say, no, I'm not yet started. You see, still creating confusion. Maybe also in your space, in your library, you are not too sure which of these tools are, or we are not too sure if we have started using these AR tools or not. That's a common debate currently, because it's a new phenomenon. We are still not too sure. We are still trying to feed ourselves in. All right. Here are the main types of AR, artificial intelligence tools. All right. They are classified into four. We've got reactive machines. We've got theory of mind. We've got limited theories and self-awareness. All right, I will unpack on this as well so that you can see which one we have interacted with, or which one is interested to you, and so on and so on. Which one is available in your current space right now? Let me start with this one. Reactive machines. This one, it's already exist. Okay, because how? These one are designed to re-interact and respond to different prompts. They are commonly used in game design for creating opponents that can respond in an action movement or attacks in real time. All right. Our kids, as they're using the PS3, you know, those games, that is artificial intelligence. Okay, because they have to do whatever is happening inside as an input as they are playing the game. They are applying their energy. Okay, they are using their hands and their feet to do this. Also, in our current space, remember I've mentioned the help. I don't know but I don't see help anymore in Office 2010. Okay, I don't see it help, but there are other tools which are there to substitute this help button. Okay, others are used for marketing, such as chatbots. Many libraries now, they're using chatbots. When you don't want to talk to the librarian or to the information specialist, there is that little button in the institutional website. You know, some are moving, you know, like a small Popeye, they'll be moving there. You simply click on it, you key the information, it will just retrieve all information that you are looking for. That is called a chatbot. Okay, another example of the chatbot. All right, in our phones, those who are using iPhone, we often don't. There's a chatbot called Siri. It's either to recognize voices, or you just insert your entries to ask questions. Okay, Siri, where do you find street so and so? Siri will simply populate the information, give it to you. That is also part of AI chatbot. There are plenty of these. I will talk about them at the later stage. This program leverage reactive AI to provide the right information in response to messages or input received. Okay, now we should be conscious that now that one falls part of reactive machine, which is another type of, because they are categorized. And we also have skeletons. Okay, I know some organizations now, they've got skeletons where we should be moving around. They'll send the skeleton to go buy coffee from the restaurant and bring the coffee without them going out, wasting time to go to the restaurant and get coffee. Instead, they'll send this skeleton. That is part of reactive machines. All right, the other one is limited memory. Okay. A limited memory is another types of artificial intelligence which has a short memory. Okay, for example, ChatGPT and other market competitors include Amazon Bedrocks, Google Bard, AR, and DeepMind, Chinachol, AR, are considered as a limited memory or generative artificial intelligence machines, despite of being advanced with their processors, okay, but they're considered as a short memory. I fully understand why they say so, because even themselves, they are still at the developmental stage. For example, the chatbot. Chatbot is able to retrieve information for you, for user, but not all information in this world. For example, if I ask the very particularized information on ChatGPT, I may not find it. All right, because I'm here in South Africa, you know, maybe in the particular province. The way our reasoning are not the same as other people from the global north, in Europe or in America, where all these systems were developed. Okay, you can now, unless you simplify your search into this platform, it's when you'll be able to now retrieve information. But mind you, the information that you are going to get, it will not of value to you all the time, not all the time, because you want to be unique, you want to present the relevant information, you contribute in the knowledge by providing the new information. Okay, some of these then AR tools are called chatbots. Okay, these chatbots are a machine that responds to your consumer. Okay, in this case, as I said, your student in the library, they interact with this bot instead of calling you, right? Self-driving cars now in the general domain, okay? We've got, these cars are existing. They are part of artificial intelligence, visual voice assistance, Siri and Alexa are some of examples of limited memories. Now, we've got another type of artificial intelligence. This one, ladies and gentlemen, are not yet existing, but they are there. Theory of mind. In this concept, that refers to an advanced class of technology capable of understanding the mental state of human. Oh, this one is trying to be more advanced. Do you see what it's trying to do? Trying to understand the mental state of human. Remember, we are human beings. Now, artificial intelligence are systems which are developed by human beings. All right? They cannot be above us. All right, I'll tell you something at the later stage. All right, because there are people or people behind this kind of development. An example: if you shout at Google Map for a missing 10, we all are familiar with Google Maps. As you are driving, looking for direction, it will direct you. Even if you can shout at it, it won't get emotional because it is a robot. I often see my kids, when they are playing with my iPhone, they will be talking to, you see, Siri is responding to them. Sometimes they will start trying to be fun or mean to Siri. And Siri, you will just respond on her way, you see. But now kids realizing now this is not a human being. Okay, that's why now it cannot get emotions, cannot get angry, and so on and so on. However, it is still at an early stage, making it challenging to predict when it will become a reality. And another one which is similar to this, another type of AR which is similar to this, is called the self-aware. Self-aware is an AR, is the next step in evolution of theory of mind. This type of AR will be able to understand human emotion and have its own emotion, needs, and belief. This one is trying to be clever now. However, self-aware AR is still only hypothetical. In a move, Mach 3 again. So maybe some of you will recall this movie. The character is an example of self-aware AR. She's sentient, know how she is, experience emotion, and can understand the emotion of those around her. You see? Because that is in the movie. You can only see that because it's in the movie. For example, let me give you a practical, another practical example. You are angry now. You are angry now. All our devices surrounding us, our computers, our cell phones, our watches, and those who can be able to detect our health and so on and so on. But they cannot really tamper with your emotion or predict what your emotions are. They can only predict that if you key in your social media, like on your Facebook, I'm angry right now. As you do that, you are giving them the opportunity. Oh, so-and-so is angry. Now, they try now to influence you by bringing you all information for angry people, or maybe to relieve that anger. You see, it's based on what you are keying in the information. For example, you are driving on the robot, you are rushing to a meeting or to an interview. The robot cannot sense that, oh, that person is now angry. All right? Because it is a self-aware. But if I can now maybe tell you why these two artificial intelligence exist. People who are behind all of these innovations, they know what they want to achieve and where is it going to. For example, all this is possible. Remember now we're talking about the issues. One of my subjects that I taught at the second year level, information literacy, introduction to ICT. The manual for Mark Mellon, okay, which is produced from America. On that manual, I discovered so many things which are happening now. I'm talking about 2015. They talked of DNA modification. They talk of transhumanism, where now they are trying to substitute the human capital with the particular chip, that would be installed to a human body. Also, in this age, we've got babies which are raised by the systems. All right, I think we heard of this initiative from China, where babies are growing from the particular machines. You see, now as inventors trying to advance this issue of AR, this self-aware kind of AR, it might come to a reality, All right, allow me to move on. Now, let's be specific into our context. The types of AR which are used in the library context. We've got generative AR tools, which some refer to AR chatbot or some cobot. We've got GPT, we've got Gemini, Cloud-A, and Grok, which use artificial intelligence to produce written content in a range of formats, from essay to code and answers to a sample question. Colleagues, information now, it's massive in our world. It is massive. You don't have to worry about how to find information. It's just that you need the relevant skill to do so. There are many. I know some of these tools. I cannot go to each and every academic library or to each and every school library or community library and see what AR2 they use. You see, because they are different. I'm just mentioning these few because I think they are common to all of us. Okay, some are embedded into our databases as students key in information, seeking for information. These chatbots are able now to quickly go to the databases such as EBSCOhost and extract information for the user or for a student. All right. I've mentioned chatbots and any other AI capabilities through research. And we've got our smart assistants, okay? As I said, we've got Alexa, Siri, which use natural language processing to receive instruction from users to perform a variety of smart tasks. They can carry out commands like setting reminder, searching online information, turning off your kitchen light, and so on. Yes, we do have all this. Some of microwave, even our fridges at home, they do this. Okay, particular time you switch off. At this time you switch on. Lights and so on. They rely on this. Okay. Also, you see now, as we are using this kind of platform, thinking that we are searching for information, it's also they also extract from us, okay, so that they can expand their indexes. All right, for example, okay, currently, if you go to any website or Google, let's use Google, for example, and search for information on how to develop a chatbot, okay? The system, it will now take that, it will take your search and associate it with you to your Google or to your cloud account or email. It will now, you get reminders, or what do you call, you get the it's called actually that, okay, I remember the name, but you receive a lot of related information because they know that what kind of information you are often looking for. You see, I think some of you have noticed that, but some, if you can start notice that, majority of us, we are relying on Google Cloud to especially for our personal emails, and we rely on iCloud for our personal emails, and so on and so on, or Yahoo Clouds. All right, as we are interact with these platforms, they capture, because they already have all our information. We are known in their databases. Our emails, our personal information, it is linked to this information into their databases. So it's easy to now associate the information we are looking for, and then they are trying to sell it to us, or they are trying to bring to us. The purpose will be, it is called recommenders. It's called AR recommenders. Now, even the businesses, as they use these recommenders. Say, Google, if the client is looking for these kind of services, transfer them to me or to us so that we can provide service to them. You know, that is recommenders. That is part of AR intervention. All right. The basic now, I'll say, tools or systems of AR, artificial intelligence, which we are using in our spaces. We've got this one. This one is called Quillball. It's for grammar and editing. Okay, it is there. It's online. It's free online. You can paraphrase your content, and then you do check the spelling mistakes or enhance your writing. Okay, actually, most of these, Quillball, Grammarly, sorry, this is ChatGPT, and this is Grammarly, and then this is Mendeley, which is used in the library, and this one is the Rightful. Okay, beside Mendeley, these other four, they use for grammar editing and suggestion. So these are common. These are common tools in our library context. As we are writing now the memos, as we're interacting with students or our senior, or doing our studies, we don't have to provide an incorrect content, misspell, and so all other things, because all these tools are there. Let me talk about this one, Writer Diet, and then this one. Okay, it's a Rightful. These tools, even now, many people, they are not aware of this tool. This tool, it is there on your Microsoft Word. Once you have typed your content, and then you highlight it, or you press onto Rightful button, it will ask you, what do you want to do? You want to check the paragraph, or you want to check the whole document? And then you start doing that, and it will help you to detect the spelling mistakes. Colleagues, it is common to all of us to have typing mistakes, because as we're typing, sometimes we're too fast, and then we miss some of these characters. It happens. So if you don't want to have such mistakes, you apply these Rightful tools. They will suggest for you they can even improve for you on how to do this thing right, or get it right. And we've got Quipbot. Quipbot is for paraphrasing, also for grammar. They may do the similar task, but they are different. Okay, I have to say it to you. They all have their own different functions. But what is common about them? They are free. They are there. And we've got this one, Grammarly. Oh, this one, I think it's advancing now because it has a powerful AR tool which is embedded. It can even change the content for you so that it is assertive, it is well presented. Okay, and this we have got this one. Okay, Mandely. Mandely, that one is an integration of it's for referencing. Many institutions subscribe to this one on how it inserts your referencing into your text. Colleagues, now even in the academic environment, these tools are allowed. You can use them, but be considerate of ethics, which revolves around this. I do have a section on ethics concerning the artificial intelligence. I think the more details are explained there, I will talk about it. For example, if you go to Grammarly, you can't go, we don't permit you, even on ChatGPT, you don't permit you to go there physically and type your key search as a source of finding information. That is unethical because you are not doing it yourself. However, what is it permitted? Even in the library context, this is permitted. You do your own work, you do your own search, just like students still have to ask for information from you, ask for resources from you as a librarian, ask for books from you, and then go and conduct a proper search, select what they want from these sources, construct it in the presentable manner, in their own specifications. Then, when they are done to do that, they are allowed then now to use this by copying the paragraphs and then check the spelling. Also see the readability. Does it make sense? The logic. Okay, because all the systems are able to do that. As they are doing that, most of these tools are not tampering with your references. Make sure that as you are putting it in there, your references are included as well. You see, because we are not cheating, instead we are improving. Why am I saying that to you? In the academic space, all right, we often encourage students after doing your assignment, take your assignment to a language editor for better readability, okay, to see if logic is there. And before you submit it to your lecturers, we encourage that, because now that eliminates tasks from the lecturer side, because they don't have to read and correct mistake. They have to now just mark the content. Now, my students are encouraged, like anyone, to use this, even myself. Instead, I don't have to hire now a language editor. Even if I'm writing a research article, I don't have to hire the language expert to do this. All these AR tools are able to do that, to do it for free. It's just that I have to present my own views. That is what it's encouraged when we're using these tools. All right, here are the proper use of AR generated content. Okay, this, okay, the Johnson Control Artificial Intelligence Ethics Principles. Actually, that's the owner of this who came up with this. Said these AR empower human in buildings, okay, in building and constructions. All right, there are ethics protects that use of this AR. There's fairness and inclusion, privacy by design, robustness, safety and security, accountability, transparency, sustainability. Now, let me go deeper to this. All right. I think I do have session where I now go deeper on this issue of ethics. I'm coming on that one. All right. Now, let me show you the intersection now of information literacy and AR, artificial intelligence. Talk about information literacy separately, and I talked about artificial intelligence. Now, what is happening here? We don't now only need these skills, information literacy skills, to conduct a search from the computer alone. It's go beyond that. Remember, colleagues, back in the days, information literacy was more associated with the computer literacy.
Dr. Ngube, we have lost you. Colleagues, while we're still struggling to get Dr. Ngube, I would just want to remind us that questions and answers that you have, kindly put them on the chat or jot them down so that when Dr. Ngube is done with the presentation, we can take those questions. And apologies for that technical glitch.
Maybe in the meantime, while we're still waiting for Dr. Ngube, we can go through the chats or the questions that are on our chat box.
Okay, Pelisa, let me quickly go to the questions. Pelisa, can you coordinate that? I'm still trying to sort out Dr. Ngube.
Okay, check. The first question or comment we have is directed to Dr. Pamela, Dr. Ngube. It says, good day, colleagues. It's from Trizel Law. You mentioned that the theory of mind does not exist yet, but could, I'm not sure if bot or it can be chatbot be considered a form of theory of mind AI. Probably there is an AI that I'm not aware of that is WEBOT. Maybe Trizel, you can write again to explain more. And then the second one, it says, oh, it's from Teresa. It says, our gadgets are eavesdropping on us. And then there's LOL. Cecilia, he says, these tools are helpful. Okay, I think Dr. Ngube is back.
You can continue while he's still sharing the screen.
Sure. Okay. Cecilia said These tools are helpful, but there is an assumption that students already have the appropriate critical understanding to assess the result produced by these AI tools. And then I will pass mine, as I also had my comment from Van Rooyen. Will the recording be made available? Yes, I will answer that one. Has UNISA developed an in-house AI literacy module? That is from Surendra. Then mine, it's also a comment. It says, thank you for mentioning the ethical use of these AIs, Dr. Ngube. This is what we teach our students in the IL module, to be able to apply their critical thinking and to evaluate and acknowledge sources by looking for original sources of the information they get from the AI platforms, so that they can avoid plagiarism. So that is basically it.
Thank you very much. I see Dr. Ngube has shared his screen, so I presume he is ready to continue. Thank you so much, Pelisa, for those questions. We will take all the questions again at the end after Dr. Ngube is done with his presentation. Over to you, Dr. Ngube.
Okay, thank you so much, colleagues. I'm sorry about that. I had a power cut. I thought I'm prepared when such events occur, but I don't know what happened. All right, I'm now connected. Let me quickly finish my talk. So sorry about that. Okay. Okay, now how these two intercede now, information literacy in AR. I've mentioned that literacy, it's crucial in today's fast evolving learning escape, and librarian can play a significant role in promoting it. Librarians have been in the forefront of advocating for the promotion of information literacy and digital skills. It is, ladies and gentlemen, our baby. We have to make sure that we're always in advance. I will also precaution you what other techniques or skills that you may acquire so that you become relevant, okay? We also encourage student and faculty to develop AR literacy skills and provide suggestions for incorporating them in information and digital literacy curriculum. Libraries have a potential to make significant impact by promoting the intersection of AR and information literacies. Now, let's look into AR intersection based on artificial intelligence. AR tools are causing significant disruption within higher education. If I say within higher education, of course, within our library context, academic libraries. Each and every higher education institution relies on the library because it's the core information source where students and academics are running for information. So AR literacies and development of skills will be the next frontier in the preparing of students' educational endeavors. AR has a potential impact traditional areas of librarianship, such as search recoveries, references and information services, cataloging, metadata generation, content creation. It is happening in our libraries. For example, I was looking at one position which was advertised from one of the academic libraries. They are looking for integration manager. That integration manager now, the skills which are looking there, they want you to have skills for Python, Java, PHP, Google Docs. You see, those skills now are required from a librarian. All right, now these also AR and machine learning have transformed how we interact with digital libraries, from personalized recommendations to digital ancient text technology in expanding knowledge. I will show you how this has changed. Now, before I show you how, here are the necessary skills for the librarian to have in order to be able to provide service, to be relevant in our spaces. All right. I might not be able to mention all of them, but I'll share this presentation. You must have these skills: machine learning, deep learning, autonomous system, robotics. Some of these, they come into courses. As a librarian, use your training funds very wisely. Say, no, I want to attend the course on how to develop a chatbot. You see, because we are becoming relevant. Dear colleagues, and another thing here, I think my server now, I think it's bad since I'm on load shedding. It's bad. I'm not too sure if I'll be able to finish all this presentation as I wish. Unless Sis Khadi, can you please respond to my WhatsApp chat so that I can be comfortable finishing? Thank you. All right, here are the necessary skills to learn in AR. Because we don't now have to run away from learning. Remember, not long ago, there is a complaint which often come from the librarians. When I'm talking about the librarians, I'm talking about the practitioner, academics, all of us. We're saying now the computer scientists are coming to our libraries to take our jobs. Can you remember that complaint? Okay. Only to find that is, you see, no, they are not. It's the way things have changed now. That's why we are training librarians to become relevant, to be ICT orientated. Unlike before, teaching the library context methods, or which are physical. How do you do that? Library context is no more long about shelving the books. It's beyond that. It requires us to be more active and productive. Okay. Information literacy, the ethical consideration in AR-driven and information literacy, the use of AI general content and plagiarism. Okay, I'm not going to dwell much on this because I've touched on this, telling you that once you have retrieved information, please make sure you use these tools. However, you do not plagiarize, because that is a criminal offense. Many institutions, as we are looking into this or working with your content or marking the content, we've got plagiarism detectors which are embedded in the systems. We don't, as academics, we don't even have to check that. System will do that, say, reject it. This one is plagiarized more than 50% or 80%. You see, you don't avoid such. Okay, there are laws and regulations which govern this AR and information literacy from the developmental stage. It's even there from UNESCO and then from IEEE. They've got their standards as they are developing these systems. Okay, here's this one. This one, it's very interesting now. I just copied as it is from the source for the purpose of presenting to you, colleagues. Strategies for integrating AR tools into library services. This is Kurzweil, 1993. This author predicted that wrote in the library column journal called the Changing Library. And he's talk about what the library of the future might look like. Will books be virtual, in a virtual form, transmitted ready through the communication? Either emerging visual library will not need to be housed in a building. Mind you, this person predicted this in a 1993. You see this state. What about books? We're talking of the computer enhancing efficiency, but human remain important. Librarians will focus on knowledge finding and the pedagogy. Human will continue to be the central until computer matches our intelligence. Do you see what is he saying? It's him talking here. All right, I don't like that. Actually, I don't like this statement. Okay, in 2029, in this state where the intelligence matching will occur according to futurists, whereas in 2045 will be the year of singularity, the point in time where all the advances in technology, particularly in AR, will lead to machines that are smarter than human beings. He further says, the condition of knowledge and the processes of enhancing human learning will be cornerstone of the next phase of human history. In the second industrial revolution, the wealth and power of nations will be based on non-material resources by ability to create and facilitate knowledge. Okay, librarian is a national leader of age of knowledge. Look at this one, which is very, very not pleasant. This person is him again here. All right, he says, I'm not keen to be the first in line to have nanobots integrated with my neocortex, which is in your brain, but I'm excited about how AR can help us to perform beyond the natural limitations of our biological brains. Can you hear this statement? This person is clear articulating here from all this text that as librarians, the intention now is to use these systems. If these systems are not used, they want now to increase our capacity of our brain by now inserting this nanopod so that we'll function like computers. That is his aim. I think you've read here. Oh, he is on top there. When asked what this new job will be, he said, well, I don't know. We haven't invented them yet. We are still here. You see, if you can read the agendas going forward, all right? You see, I'm not saying, but now let's try to keep up. Let's not be under these technologies or accept to be under these technologies, because I can see here the main agenda is to now go back. I've mentioned the issue of transhumanism, where now the human organ is supplemented with a particular chip, because they are assuming that the human capability is not clever as machine one. I don't know if you like this, but I don't like this one. And IoT-driven libraries. Even in our domain, in our library domain, we are library domain, even our universities. We are IoT driven. We are no longer now relying on the storage devices, USB. Those are not used. What does it mean to be IoT driven in the library spaces? Which means now the information among the users is shared or is distributed. Anyone without using one machine. Okay, we're working in the cloud. We are operating in the server. There is a term called business enterprise model, where we are using such models now, where any user can just simply come, log in to any system and work, go home. I've seen that happening. I attended IFLA in Netherlands, Erasmus Library. You know what librarians does there? No one has a computer. No one has a desk. You only have your lunchbox and have a table and a chair and a computer. You work, when you are done, you log off, you go home. Next person will come and then continue. You see, which means even this task can be done at home because we are IoT driven, okay? And library blockchain solutions. All right, these are other technologies which are used within the library sectors, not only libraries, where all massive information is used. Companies are opting for this because we are in the cloud. We are saving on the cloud. I was so surprised recently attending a conference, not here in the country, in neighboring countries. As a token, they were giving us USB. And I was just laughing. What is it for? We don't even use this. I don't know in the community libraries and school libraries if they are still using standalone machines, but things have changed. You see now, as we are in IoT space, we're opting for these blockchain technologies. We're no longer worried about the space into our computers because we are cloud-based, because with the assistance of these technologies. And then we've got the enhancing patron in education on AI technologies. How? There's been a significant shift the way we discover and access content, whether it's on video. Of course, now we talk of digital information in our higher educations. We should now learn to preserve this information, to deal with this information, and then so that we save our students. Students, they don't often come for physical book. Digital books are there. They buy it online, they access it online, and also they rely on these resources, okay? Information literacy, enhance access to inclusivities. Now, as I just said, everything is digitized now. Wherever you are, you access information because we are in IoT era, which is part of artificial intelligence era. It's required to have a skill to access information. As I'm looking into that picture, not all people are relying on the computer or desktop. Some are holding their smartphone. They are working, accessing information, do their task, and so on and so on. That's era we are now. Digital skills, that's the matter. Librarians are positioned well to be leaders within higher education concerning the impact of AR due to their knowledge and skills. All right, librarians bring together all skills tools needed for faculty students to learn and practice skills. We are the one to have and distribute these skills. Another one, the issue of open educational resources. We do not, in academic spaces, we often don't use textbook anymore. Okay, even our university now advocates for open educational resources. So now there is a shift now in our domains as librarians. How do you take care of these open educational resources? Because they form part of the issue of the open science now. That's what we're encouraging. So these resources are easily transmitted in the IoT era. They should be digitized. So now we rely on this. how do we deal with this? The librarians now, they should focus on this aspect other than now focusing on the physical material. See, they are important, but now the shift where we are going. As I'm displaying this, even the issue of peer review, you see now we are becoming transparent. Review process used to be anonymous, but now things have changed. We've got something called peer reviews. All right, as librarians must be well vested of this in initiative and innovatives, which comes with artificial intelligence and open science. Digital media, that shows that all information is on my smart device. The library is there. I may not need to go straight to the library as a student or as an academic because information is there. I do access library on a regular basis, but I go via digital platforms. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to conclude with the IFLA statement. This is coming straight from IFLA. It's not my own idea. It says, for libraries, they suggest libraries can educate users about AR and help them thrive in a society that uses AR more extensively. Integrated AR machine learning technologies into everyday work. Librarians or libraries can support high quality ethical AR research. Okay, an important part of what libraries should be avoiding, being aware of ethical concern with the use of AR. Privacy, bias, discrimination, and considering mental health impacts of AR are all aspects that need to be considered. Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, thank you for listening to me and for affording me this opportunity to talk to you, right? Now it's time for, okay, let me hand over to the program director. Thank you very much, colleagues. Program director.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ngube, for a very interesting topic. We are challenged as librarians. What I've seen with your presentation, you've tackled the issues of ethics, the career path that we need to look at as librarians. And also what interested me a lot is that all these things that are happening in the landscape of information literacy and artificial intelligence, we need to take that initiative. Remember, in one of your presentation or the slide, you have indicated that libraries are the heart of our institutions. And libraries as the heart of the institution, it means us as librarians, we need to equip ourselves and be ready for assisting our students, but mostly it starts within. As an individual, as a librarian, we know what is it that we have been trained on as librarians, the issue of the resources that we've indicated that we need to make sure that whatever information that we transfer to the students, it's what we have learned in our studies, but also challenging us that we need to come out of our comfort zone and explore all these opportunities that comes with artificial intelligence. So I'm not going to dwell too much on the presentation. It was a very interesting presentation, but right now I'm going to look at all the questions that were posted on the chat so that you can quickly answer those questions. And then I'm also going to open the floor for those that want to raise their hands and ask questions, and then we can take those questions. But let me quickly go to the chats and quickly read the questions that were posed on the chats earlier. From Trizel, I think we have already read this. He says, good day, colleagues. Dr. Sipamandla, you mentioned that the theory of mind does not exist yet, but could WUBOT be considered a form of theory of mind? So I'm going to read 3 questions and then you can quickly answer them, Dr. Ngube.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Khadi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Can you quickly read those questions again, please? I had
Okay.
yes.
Trizel said, Dr. Ngube, you mentioned that the theory of mind does not exist yet, but could Woebot, WOEBOT, be considered a form of theory of mind AI? That was the first question.
Okay, great. All right. Can I respond to that one or
Yes.
Okay.
Respond to that one.
Good. That's a good one. True, it does not exist, but it's heading toward that direction. Woebot is a similar example. Remember, as I said to you, it has not yet in that space. It will exist when now. Remember, I've mentioned the issue now where you are. Your brain has been supplemented with a chip so that you can perform very fast. You see? So not many people are in that stage. For the fact that it is the theory of mind is presented as one of AR tool, which means there are possibility that it will be here very soon.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ngube.
Yes.
The other question, I think, is a comment. These tools are helpful, but there is an assumption that students already have the appropriate critical understanding to assess the results produced by these AI tools. So I think that is just a comment from one user. And then the other one, Teresa was saying, our gadgets are eavesdropping on us. And then Mevanda also was just, I think, also emphasizing that thank you for mentioning the ethical use of this AI, Dr. Ngube. This is what we teach our students in the IL to be able to apply their critical thinking, evaluate, acknowledge sources by looking for original sources of the information they get from AI platforms. And then the next one was Surrender. Has UNISA developed an in-house AI literacy module? That is a question from Lurenda. You can quickly answer that, Dr. Ngube.
Okay, thank you, Yolanda, with that one. We actually started last year to sort of formulate the information literacy sort of module, the generic module, which it's conducted by the library and the department. We are at the initial stage. As such issues emerge, I think now it's bringing more opportunities now to look into the infusion of AR along the process. Actually, this question now is an eye-opener for me to recommend as we'll be developing, as we are continuing with the development of this information literacy module. Yeah, we are still at the developmental stage. However, the AR tools for unethical behavior detections are there in place in our systems.
Okay. Thank you so much for that response, Dr. Ngube. M. Jones has a question. Do you have measures in place to mitigate bias and ensure fairness in assessment outcomes as you advise your student to employ the use of these AI tools to their assessment, for their assessments?
Okay, let me quickly respond to this. That's a good question. As academics, as librarians, some of librarians are teaching. We are in a digital era. Of course, you cannot simply, the information is the same in all digital platforms. Now, it's caused you as a lecturer to think when we are preparing your assessment by practicalizing your questions or contextualizing your questions. In that way, that's how now, that's a major strategy that we are currently using. We cannot ask the student, what is the data online database? Definitely, that is common. Anyone can simply go to the internet and retrieve that information, try to squeeze it here and there. But now, evaluate the use of online database in your current library. Do you see now? That's how that question now has been shaped. I'm expecting to get different views. As you are marking, as you are a lecturer, you'll see now this information, it's from this person. It is particularized, it's contextualized. Even the answer will be contextualized, because I'm avoiding now the issue where you go to the internet and you retrieve information. That's most strategy that we use. Mind you, in my current context, or maybe in any other context, in the arrival of COVID, everything has changed. Even the examination take place online at home. I might not see what my students are doing at home, but still students are still failing, even if they are doing this exam at home. Because now the way these questions are structured, they not force you to go to the internet and find the description and so on and so on. It's a matter of application of it or particularizing it to your context.
Okay.
I hope that does make sense.
I hope the person who asked this question, probably he's happy, M. Jones, with the response that you've provided. I'm going to ask to read 3 comments or 3 questions, and so that we can go a bit faster. I'm afraid of the time that I'm looking at. This one is a comment from Rachel Williams. Just a comment: it would be wonderful to see AI tools acknowledgement being indicated during bibliometric construction when researchers submit their work. That is a comment. And then Teresa is saying, I think it's almost high time that our assessments change, as sometimes students may be flagged for possible plagiarism if they have used the tools to better their outputs, not necessarily having plagiarized, but having used tools like Grammarly and other to paraphrase better. Example, this is still a challenge in the academia. How do we work around this? I'm going to take another one. Research has highlighted biasness in plagiarism detection tools with false positive, especially in English second language speakers' outputs. And then the last one, before you can respond, Tandega is saying, very true, Dr. AI is now an integral part of library services. The recent disaster that have taken place around the world has shown the importance of AI in provisioning of information, communicating the relevant information for urgent response to disaster. The COVID disaster is one example that showed the importance of artificial intelligence. Library services are the one-stop source of reliable information, and such information needs to be available to needed avenues without physically visiting an area. And during COVID restriction and floods, the disaster, I think that comment was just saying, but one should be able to access if timely through the AI tool. So libraries needs to embrace this AI tool, as they are not coming to replace or take our jobs, but to embrace and enhance the library services. I am so in love of the last comment that Tandega is saying, we need to upscale or put ourselves in a position whereby with all these changes that are happening, we are proactive, so that we don't feel left behind. That was a comment, not a question. And then you can answer those two questions that I've posted,
Okay.
read, Dr. Mube.
Okay, no, thank you. All right, yes, that is I can imagine, because to those who are in the library space don't know what is happening in the academic department. As I've earlier mentioned, we all had those kind of comments in mind, looking into the issues of an ethical issue around this. As an academic, I really commend the use of these tools. You see, because I don't want to waste time now correcting spelling mistakes. I just want to read comment, give comment on the correct version. I've made an example, but even myself, as an academic, if I write a research article, it has to go out for language editing before it go out there for reviews. So now, AI tools are here. I don't have to pay for extra services. I have to take cautions and use these tools appropriate and then submit my work. All right, it does not mean that if I submitted my work in these tools for language improvement, it will get published immediately. No, even now, it's still got that rigorous process where it's the critical reviews are coming, where I have to improve. You see, so if I do that as an academic, why am I deprive students to do that? Because we, in the fourth industrial revolution era, we have to keep up with the current era standard. You see, it is not a matter of say people will cope. No, we're still failing student because what is presented is not relevant. You know, some of them. Let's be ethical conscious as we are engaging with these systems. All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I have another question before the last one on the chat. The question that I'm having, Dr. Mube, is how can information literacy program in libraries be adapted to address the increasing role of artificial intelligence in information retrieval and analysis? How can the literacy program that we have, I remember you said UNISA have just started with a literacy program module that they are busy with. But my question is, how can this information literacy program in libraries be adapted to address the increasing role of artificial intelligence in information retrieval and analysis?
Okay, thank you. Let's start with the in general broad term of, I'll try to be quick because of time. The integration of management systems. Be conscious of that. The skills which are required there. Python, PHP, all these computer science languages. As the librarians, you must acquire those skills so that you can keep up with this. Not only information literacy, the management, the user metrics, that the important aspect as you are dealing with the artificial intelligence. I think that can help you to improve. Yeah, that's what I can say now. It's more, it's skills, these technological skills, which can
help.
Yes.
Thank you so much. The other question from M. Jones, how would we as librarians ensure that the use of generative AI in library services promotes equity and accessibility for all patrons, including those from marginalized and underserved communities? Thank you for that question. It's quite broad. Yes, Dr. Ngube?
Okay, I'm gonna be quick on that one. That's a good one.
Yes.
Because even now, we are perpetrating the injustices here, because not all our users are equipped with the relevant devices, tools. I think that the person is more concerned about that. We are more like striving for these AI tools, but we tend to forget about our patrons, special students. They don't have all the relevant devices. The issue of the internet access is still a huge problem, which contribute to exclusion. I think that can, but at the same time, we cannot stop to innovate or to develop because of such inequalities which exist in our country.
Thank you so much. The other question from Zwandile Khadebe is saying, thank you for the presentation, Doctor. Sadly, as library workers in the community libraries are on the other feet to keep learning on the new digital and AI transformation, but our community library leaders don't embrace that transformation, and they are comfortable with them dealing with their administrative duties.
Actually, I also wanted to hear that it came at the right time because
yes.
I knew. You remember we discussed this.
We did discuss out of yes.
Yeah,
but now he's saying, sorry to interject. He's saying, how can we advocate or lead change if our leaders are not following the trend like AI? So for community libraries, it's a bit of a challenge when it comes to this. I would say academic libraries, we are a bit, somehow we are a bit far, but with community libraries, it's a bit of a challenge. So maybe you can just 1-2 seconds to answer that, Dr. Ngube.
Of course, we are in a good platform, LIASA platform. We are in the digital era. Those who are in the academics and academic library, even all of us as librarians, we should push this agenda of integration in a sort of a marginal level, so all other institutions or libraries benefit to these IoT innovations, because they don't want to be left behind. Even the systems that are used, if we can try to standardize our procedures, our guidelines, our policies, sort of an alignment, because people who are there is, for example, in the community libraries, most of them are administered by the municipalities. I don't think all the municipalities they are passionate about the growth of these community libraries and so on. So now maybe if the policies enforce that, no, we want to have a sort of proper guidelines for all community libraries, which is similar to one for academic libraries and so on. I think, yes.
Yes, the last 2 comments, and then I'll hand over to Xolelwa to do a vote of thanks. MJ is saying, how can AI be integrated into existing information literacy instruction to help students develop critical thinking skills and digital literacy competencies in navigating AI-driven information environment in their workplace or university curriculum? I think on this one, because I don't want Doctor to answer, the presentation that Doctor also done, it covered a lot of the issue of critical thinking, that AI also, students or us, we shouldn't rely mostly on this AI tools because it closes us in terms of critical thinking or your understanding of the concept or whatever that you'll be reading on. So if you're going to rely mostly on these tools, somehow we need to evaluate, as Dr. Ngube was saying. And then the last comment before I give to Xolelwa, I like the point that you just mentioned from Grace, mentioned Dr. Ngube, that AI is not an option. We are failing ourselves by resisting change. So in closing, we need to embrace this AI that is in our doorstep. It has been there for some time, but we need to embrace and make sure that we are relevant and we equip ourselves so that we don't fall behind. And then the students come here, they know more than us, whereas it should be vice versa as information librarians or librarians in general. We need to be more vested in what is happening right now. And thank you very much, Dr. Ngube. I think your closing remark, and then we can give to Kolelwa.
Okay, no, thank you so much, Khadi, for conducting this discussion session very well. And thank you for all questions, colleagues. Thank you for coming through. Your input is still welcome via email. Maybe if you want us to take this subject very further, you are welcome to do so. We are still learning, progressing on these matters. As I said, it's one of my research niche area. It is interesting. Yes, I'm willing to expand on it. And once again, Khadi, thank you for inviting me.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ngube. It was a very interesting, and we are truly grateful for availing yourself when you requested you to come join and make us aware of what is happening in this landscape of artificial intelligence and information literacy. Without wasting any time, Kolelwa, I'm going to hand over to you to do a vote of thanks, and then after Kolelwa, we will close the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Khaidi. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Xolelo Gaqokhile. I am at the University of the Free State, a part of LIASA HELIG as well. On behalf of the committee, I just want to say and extend a gratitude of thank you for you this morning to come here and engage this morning. I think it was very an insightful webinar that we just had this morning. I would like to also just thank Ms. Peli Savanda, who welcomed us this morning. Thank you very much for setting the stage, so that we can have this meaningful discussion. And thank you very much for that. To Ms. Khadi Mushotwa, thank you very much for driving the ship. Even though there were a few technicalities, I think, someone who is keeping abreast of what is happening in the AI, one of the things that I may be looking at is how can we have seamless, how can we use AI actually to have seamless webinars, because load shedding is something that we cannot predict, but it happens. So maybe this is something that we can use to advance in that. Thank you very much for driving this ship. We really appreciate, and thank you very much also for introducing our guest speaker, Dr. Spamandla Mncube, who was very great this morning. I can say that most of us learned so much this morning. What an insightful presentation. And it just gets to show from the questions and the comments that we were getting that this was something that we really needed. And one of the things that I'm taking from his presentation is how we need to adapt to the changes that are happening within, our profession, but also the ethical consideration using these tools. But most of all is that the reason why we have to be empowered is so that we empower our user. So we know about these tools, we know about the changes that are happening in the tools and the use of the tools so that we are able to empower our users. Thank you very much, Doctor. And I hope that, from this talk this morning, that a seed has been planted moving forward, that we keep abreast with what is happening, and also we just empower ourselves. And I know that, that has happened this morning. And finally, I just want to say thank you very much, colleagues, for taking your time this morning to join us. You took 2 hours of your time to join this discussion, and thank you very much for engaging our speaker this morning, asking questions and just participating. We really, really do appreciate it. And of course, to LIASA for giving us this platform this morning to have this discussion. Thank you very much, colleagues. I hope that you have a good day ahead and also a good weekend. Goodbye, colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.